Good morning from Wickersham Canine Ranch in beautiful Marshville, North Carolina. Today we have assembled Maple Bacon and Bryce Patrick. They are working on an obedience basics reintegration lesson plan. First thing Bryce is going to do is set his dog in motion, just like at home.
Maple, yep. Good girl.
He steps off with the left,
Maple,
and then he turns the dog 90 degrees to the right. We've assembled all distraction on the outside. What we're trying to do is create a stable platform for the dog in our body motion, teaching her our right hand turn. So is that the collar will correct her when she shows variance. It creates just a little imbalance.
Yep. Good girl.
We'll finish our dog with a rotation of the hand above the eyes, indicating sit. And you can tell now that she's totally cued in.
Good girl. Good girl.
You see a submissive lick after she takes the cookie, and we'll get right into our second rep.
Yep.
Left step off,
Leave it.
90-degree pivot.
Good girl.
Affords us opportunities for the dog to bounce around, and if the handler stays in motion,
Good.
she's going to start to cue to the right hand and to the solar plex. This is going to teach pack membership.
Sit. Good girl.
Good, as well as a sit and signal. We do everything here in triplicate.
Yep. Good. Sit.
Nice 90-degree turn, nice target
Good
sound.
job.
Love is praise. And no matter what, we stay forward in our motion.
Good.
We turn with the proper pivot.
Yep.
And we finish the dog and induce it to a sit signal so as that she has positive affirmation for learning to stop or the static posture. This is going to teach pack membership.
Sit.
Good.
Girl.
And begin the basis of the intersection of don't cross my left-hand toe line. Okay. So let's invert and go to our second home exercise.
Maple.
Just a challenge. So here we are with our second exercise with Maple Bacon and Bryce Patrick. Very simply, it's a left-hand box heel. He steps off, he turns left in front of the dog. Our goal is to create a rectangle with a left-hand pivot, just like that, and a loose collar. I see a submissive lick with the dog looking directly at his solar plexus signal hand. Good, and this is going to teach the dog not to forge ahead. We can work this inside or out. We maintain our forward motion. The dog will do a couple different things to teach herself what it is that she has to do for the handler.
Sit. Good girl.
Rotate, reward, slide right into the second rep.
Yep.
Left step, perfect turn.
Good girl.
In the future, we put distraction again on the outside.
Leave it. Heel.
And create opportunities where the dog may forge, where the dog
Good.
basically turned in front of by the handler, and there's a gentle little bump instead of pulling on the lead.
Good girl.
Again, this is teaching intersection of don't cross and don't forge.
Maple.
Pacing our workout
Good girl.
and making us feel good about the acquisition of the sit signal. Our third and final, just like everything.
Maple. Heel. Good. Maple. Heel.
If we have 3 good reps, then we're going to take a cool down period and we'll move on to the next topic. If we don't get what we want, which is a loose, light buckle with a dog that's under control, like what we see here, then we do a third set, second, third set. Good. She's putting her flues on the interior of the handler, which is classic for the herding group, and it's like a sisterly gesture.
Good girl.
Fantastic. So I would say we shake out the leash on the release and pet her up.
Good.
Fantastic. So when he shakes the leash, he's telling the dog not to leave his side. We're going to water up and get to our third exercise. So this is bonus footage, post exercise number 2. What we have assembled again is Maple Bacon and Bryce Patrick and 2 cones. We're going to work a figure 8. Let's go ahead and get that. And the reason that I want to show you this is because this dog is incredibly fast and athletic.
Good girl.
And if we use the figure 8, with target sounds on the outside, and slow and deliberate body turn on the inside, making sure that bulb is nice and round on that 8. What this will do is this will help this dog learn pace and plane. Last go. Excellent.
Good.
And that's what we need with a fast Ferrari-like dog like this. A big signal and a finish.
Maple, sit.
If your dog is super fast on your box heels, we integrate this in your workout as well. Let's move on to formal 3.
All 3. Good girl. Good girl.
So prior to exercise 3, I, the helper, are going to move in and toward more or less replicating Canine Good Citizens 1. And what we're really doing is making sure the dog doesn't cross the left toe line of the handler. He closes his body off to indicate stay, and then we're ready to run our process. Bryce is going to send him. And she hears friend, and she sees the left side of his body point. When she comes up, the friend pets from underneath and offers a little cookie. What you'll begin to see is the opportunity to pet, and the dog begins to look back at his handler at about 10 seconds.
Maple, leave it.
There's our conditioned behavior, and back to the finished position. So this is one piece, and this is proprietary. Here we go. We're going to send it again.
Friend.
Love your high tone. We can use this as a mechanism to teach the dog not to jump.
Good, leave it. Heel. Good girl. Sit. Good girl.
And as you can see in the herding group in particular, the elapsed time gets shorter and shorter. Excellent work, 2 to 3. I'm going to touch the dog. Over time, what will begin to happen is she'll eventually start to look and dictate the pace of the game.
Good girl. Sit.
Good girl.
Good girl.
Excellent. What a sweet girl. Again, one piece with the send away. That's our stuff. We're going to release the dog. We're going to shake the lead, and we're going to let her know that at this point, she's hanging with us and not seeing the neighbors anymore. Oh, wow. That was fast and awesome. Well, let's move on. We're going to start exercise 4 for Maple Bacon. I'm going to correct her after I shake the leash and tell her that she's with me. Very simple. We're going to shake the leash, she leaves my side, 3 foot, give her a light correction. She's telling me she'd rather work for Bryce Patrick. We're skating on location downstay right now. What we need the dog to do is to move forward without a lot of resistance. To assemble, acquire a couple signals, even if we use induction. Good. And for us to be able to give a signal to separate from the dog. And then we've got to change her hardwire, the way she's programmed in nature. We've got to give a front side signal before we're seated, and then we've got to give a backside signal. If you have a dog in a herding group, then you have to cue your eyes in on the shoulders and be super athletic and responsive so as that you can impede the dog's forward progress with the lead as we train if it gets out of the area before it hears, "Oh, through." Good girl. And so on repetition 2, precursor is going to be to pet and love on the dog, noting some of its body postures, and then we're going to move right into the second rep. Again, our number 1 goal in this exercise, your place, good, is the acquisition of some signal, and then we're going to change out exactly what the dog sees during the process of being seated, and that is going to get us to where we need to be so as that we can begin the process of duration. Dog in a herding group is going to anticipate body movement moving back, so we've got to give her feedback to make sure that there's clarity that those shoulder joints do not move off of the vertical line of the textile or bed before we say precursor, all through. Good. And you can almost see how the dog, good girl, how she is so fast and so much more athletically gifted. And so she spins in to get her touch. I note that she's going to put her rump on me, so I basically impeded her progress. She counters with a sniff of the ground, saying she's not paying attention to Mr. Greg. I get my leash ready for my third and final repetition that includes a very important topic, which is the split. I'm going to send the puppy in. Good, 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 good. And then we're going to give her a big girl signal. And then we may even go induction. Good job. Hold that. Lots of clarity. And so here we are with our signal. I separate. Signal before. And then signal as I come to rest. At that point, on the third repetition, what we ask for is for one of your family members to walk between you and the dog. No. And you see how the dog's pack instinct starts to kick in. We've already got two. Good. Under our belt with no correction. So in the clinical situation, the dog makes the mistake on the third with the add of the control group. And now we're learning signal, event, signal. And then on the pass through one more time, we'll give a signal, the pack, backside signal, and then we're going to shake and release. And then we're going to run that with the control group add all through in lieu of staring at the dog for hours on end to teach it a downstay. So I love her up. I notice that there's no body contact right here. I'm going to go into my second set of 3 very quickly before I lose the dog. Let's go. You see her counter is sniff the ground. That's classic. I'm not paying attention to you. Good, 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 good. I see a submissive signal. I'm going to give her a sit signal. Good, good. Push. And then I'm actually seeing her start to slow down a little bit. Good girl. Good girl. And we see classic good head postures. I'm going to go signal. One event, signal. And then we have the second event. A signal, the split. Here, you see submissive tongue. She loves her Bryce. And then back through. Good and good. So what we're beginning to do is we're going to actually teach the dog formal stay that includes the split so as to save us time staring at the dog. Through. So we know in Learning Matrix we got 2 more in the set. That was super awesome, beautiful. I am going to see how fast she works. We'll give her a little love. It's like a second and a half. We go right back into good girl communication and get our reps done to whereas we get the proper answer to what we're training in and through with each specific set value in triplicate. When the dog answers it correctly, triplicate times 3, good. Good girl. All through. Then we'll have conditioned behavior in the dog. See how quick she works? Good, let's go. She's always talking. That's what got her in training class. Good girl. Good job. All right. Very high ceiling on this dog. Good job, baby. Big signal. Backside. Look how quickly she is. Good. And we're going to get out here and go Frisbee because we nailed it. Good job. Good. So that's going to help us with pack instinct, keep her accountable to the handler and the location downstay, and then cut hours upon end on training your dog. Oh, toe line. That's from our basics 1. Ooh, nice. So we established the edge. And then I'm going to come over and I'm basically going to act as if I'm hiding that deep. Send it. Ooh, what are you looking at?
Where are you going?
What happened? Good girl. And then we're going to one piece. This dog's fantastic. Good girl.
Nice drop.
So we're getting out of, woo-wee. We're actually getting out of flying through the air and starting to use our nose a little bit. So we're going to nest it up, create the catch, and we'll get out of there. You can see him? Good girl. Nice. Nice. Love it. Love it. Capable retriever. She's still reconciling a couple things in her head. Good. Nice.
I know.
Still Lady Bully, but that's okay. We're working through it. Got no skill. I need you to bring her forward and make a little quick turn. Good. We'll come across the toe line. Woo-wee! And I smell a stinky old duck. We'll hide, create the catch. The dog can't see the object. All he sees is we hide, covering it.
Maple, seek.
Good.
Maple, good girl.
Good girl. You see, she's almost waiting for her. She's waiting for me. She wants inclusionary.
Leave it, heel. Leave it, heel. Oh, good.
I'm going to pause.
Sit, good girl.
And we're going to get a really good last one. If you practice in golf, basketball, etc., we always finish with success. Cinder.
Maple, seek.
We offer. Good girl.
Good.
And then recall signal.
Good girl. Good girl.
We're going to nail the landing on every one that we finish. Good. And a set of 3 value. So we have a puppy who's used to prey drive. One of the things that we want to be able to install with the dog is, instead of an honor and us bounce the ball, we want to use our skill set from number 3 to teach the dog a start-finish line, which is off of my left side. As a right-handed handler, it allows me to feed the dog her object of attraction on a consistent basis. All I got to do is point to her and then do a drop step with the object on the solar plex. I want to get her lips and hips beyond my right ankle as I say maple bacon, heel. She activates and I send her. Good girl, woohoo! We make our catch. She co-ops her pack, perfect camp dog. Good girl. That's perfect. And then each and every time, if I tell her maple bacon, heel, and I get a drag step, good, then I can feed her down the line so as that she can make consistent catches. Ooh-wee, that's awesome. And again, what we're trying to do is teach a little play etiquette. I cannot put this object out, get the dog turned with consistent basis. I need to get her to move off the side. Gives me a little half second. Good girl. To feed her right down the line. Good job. Way to go, man. So check this out. Now we got plurality of objects and Maple's favorite. Let's get somebody interested in Maple stuff. Hey, Maple's gonna play over here with these balls. Oh, you know how that goes. Well, basically I'm gonna give the big dog, good, her ball. And we've got plurality, and then she basically honors like she does at home. And then I'm gonna give him ball. And then Maple didn't get one, oh my goodness. Oh, Maple. And then I'm gonna go behind the back. I say behind the back. Good, with a good catch. So we got plurality of objects. Everybody's got the ball. So we're doing a saturation. She relinquishes, he relinquishes, and everybody relinquishes. Good. Oh wow, that's awesome. It's almost like we're juggling with the ground. And some dogs, eh? Come on this way. So again, we're going to correct any bully behavior. You see the submissive paw, passive aggressive. She was trying to stomp me in the boy bits. Good. Because she says she wants the object. There we go. Our males have moved on. Good, I'm going to get him back in the workstation. I'm going to hand him the ball. And I'm trying to slow down her impulses, good, and make her understand that there are pluralities. We'll go low, we'll drag it up, make sure it doesn't snatch. We'll go again, play games, good, equals your ball. First thing you gotta do is get that dog from trying to snatch you and put the body on you. We'll tell her drop, we could honor, but I don't really want honor. I want the dog full on the floor. Perhaps we move around with it a little bit. But the main thing is to desensitize the dog, and the dog does not vocalize to let us know that it wants the tennis ball. So again, our exercise is going to be a hand off to someone else. Good. And then, Finley! Woo, I need a dog, I need a dog! Your brother trying to take it. And then, good. Second hand off. They can learn to snatch amongst themselves. Good. And then finally, our dog. So what we did with that saturation is to give us an opportunity Feel her mouth.
Good.
With the ball when the other dog is around. Plurality of objects.
Hey.